we should feed all our guests because they are content. They're not saying this is the first time they've shut up today. They are so happy over there.
Is it good, guys? Are you happy? Just give us a thumbs up. You don't even have to...
It's banging.
Oh, it's banging.
It's brilliant.
Lovely curry.
This is what we like to see. Are we happy people?
Totally. That makes it all worth it completely.
Dopiaza today.
Dopiaza.
Tell us about
Are we ready?
Dopiaza.
Gosh, I feel like I'm about to do a downward slalom. I get so excited about this. I get down excited. Because this is a two-pan dish, OK, which is already tricky, but it's worth it. Dopiaza is originally an Iranian dish, came to India in the 1500s. So this is an ancient dish and an ancient way of cooking, which already makes it delicious, doesn't it? Yeah. Gives it depth. And it is a deep curry, but with it, you have this tangle of onions. So you've got this deep underlay and this sweetness that comes from the onion. So Dopiaza translates as double the onion. Is that good? Look at your face.
Go on.
Oh.
How good?
You're my Dopiaza.
Is it?
It's making me dopey.
Dopey and artery.
It's making me so happy.
Oh, don't! I'm so excited.
It's delicious. It's still got it's got a little bit of heat. The onions are sweet. It's just delicious.
Yeah.
Well done.
Oh,
that completely encapsulates what you're trying to achieve. So here we go. Onions two ways, and we were talking a bit about this during the competition, weren't we? In this pan, separate pan, oil and simply sliced onions. So even the way you slice onions is dead important in Indian food. So when you're making your sauce, you dice your onions. You make them very small and dice them because you want them to melt. So you want to fry them until they become a little bit soft so they're going to melt. What we want in a Dopiaza is we want that sweet tangle. So we want to cook them, I hope you can see this, until they are really, really brown.
Yeah, they're lovely and brown, aren't they?
And tangly, and they ain't going nowhere. They're not going to dissolve and cause sauce. They're going to just be there to give you that lovely bite. OK, so we have those fried and we set them aside. Let me switch that off.
Low heat, I guess, then. Is it just a long time?
Yeah.
Or?
Do you know what the secret is as well? Put the salt in early. So get your onions in, sliced into rings or into long strips.
Yeah.
And then a bit of salt in, and that just encourages the water to come out quicker, and so they become more leathery quicker. Do you see? So even that. Right, then we're getting on with the
Adam
sauce.
is hanging on every word. Look.
Adam's loving it.
It's a masterclass. Of course I'm going to watch
Oh,
it.
you there? You are.
More Dopiaza for
You could have been
Adam
round
Blake.
here.
I'm nearly finished.
You liking it?
Yeah.
Really?
Come on,
I'm
no pay,
so
no play.
glad.
Get this guy some more food.
I'm on it. So here we go. Soft onions into the sauce. And the backbone for every meat curry is onion, ginger, garlic. Persian, Afghanistan, India, that is how we start our curries. Onion, ginger, garlic. And into that, we're going to put this really fragrant herb called fenugreek. So it's fenugreek leaf, and it looks like this. It looks like your dad's old-fashioned tobacco, you know, from the pipe.
Is that easy to get?
It's you can get it in every supermarket now. Smells like kind of nothing when you have it in your hand. Add it to hot oil and it becomes, you know, that's how dormant spices come alive. Suddenly, the room will fill with the smell of curry. It's a magical, magical herb. So fenugreek dried.
Like cumin seed when I fry cumin seed, suddenly the kitchen suddenly just like pops alive.
It does.
Yeah, it's funny. Cumin is and it changes so dramatically. Don't no, cumin it can be quite acrid, and then you fry it and it becomes woody. So
Got a bit in my beard, I think. What are your stringy onions?
you see, is that right?
Is it gone?
Yeah, it's just a little bit of hair, I think you are.
It would have been far more fun if it was a bit of hair. So here we go. In with the chicken. We're going to make chicken Dopiaza because it's super quick. This curry, honestly, 25, 30 minutes. As soon as the chicken's done, it's ready. OK, so we just get the chicken in. We don't need it to brown. Now we add the spices, and my curries are based on 3 spices. No, not my curries. Who am I to say curry? Indian curries are based on 3 spices. Meat curries, 2 of which never change. Turmeric to give you that earthy note.
And it's just like a teaspoon.
A good teaspoon.
Yeah.
And it's so good for you. And turmeric is activated by 2 things. It's a real antioxidant, activated by 2 things. One is ginger. Surprised by that?
Oh, yeah.
And one is black pepper. So whenever you're adding turmeric, add either one of those things, and it makes it even more potent, and it's such a good spice for you. A little bit of chilli for a bit of heat. If you want it hot, add more chilli. I don't. And then we go in with our meat spice, the 3rd spice, which is garam masala. Let me just check which one this is. That's cumin. Garam masala. So you want a good 2 teaspoons or a tablespoon of garam masala. And those are kind of your foundational spices. So already, honestly, already, if you added a bit of salt to that, you could eat it and it would be delicious and it would be spicy chicken. But because we want this to be a really deep, gruff curry, we add another spice, and that is what you were talking about, cumin powder. Cumin powder is how you give curries elbow.
Wow.
So, good teaspoon of curry powder. And I'm going to add some whole black peppercorns, which I rarely do. But the reason I do that is because it gives you that extra potency. This is all about getting that really deep heat base of the curry, because afterwards we're going to add...
because it's not hot, but there's a warmth there, like you were
There's
saying.
a little warmth, isn't
Yeah.
there? But
Yeah.
it's not too over the top.
Yeah.
It's just right.
There's kind of no need for over the top. That we just don't need it. You need it in India because you need to sweat. It's good for you. When it's hot, in hot countries, it's good to sweat. Now, to make it a deeper curry, instead of adding tin tomatoes, we add tomato puree.
Yeah.
That makes it even richer. So there are different kinds of curries. You know, if you want a looser curry, we were talking about it in the green room. If you want a kind of looser, runnier curry, you add tin tomatoes. If you want it thicker and deeper sauced, it's tomato puree. So in with tomato puree, and then we're going to season with a bit of salt and a little bit of sugar, and then I'm just going to add water to that and let it cook down.
Not much water, no?
No. We want this, remember, to be quite... So it's not a very wet curry, is it? It's almost like a bhuna. It's quite dry. So just a bit of water, just enough to kind of, you know, keep the whole dish moist, and then you could put a lid on and you cook that. Then you end up with this. After about 25 minutes, you end up with this. Now, here's the secret to the Dopiaza. To that, we add the tangle of onions, and when we serve it... we serve it with a bit of that tangled onion so that that person gets a bit with every mouthful. And that is what makes a really authentic
Nisha.
Done it again,
Dopiaza.
It's delicious.
Absolutely.
There you
done
go.
it.
So much, Nisha. That is
Thanks, Nisha.
brilliant.
It's wonderful.
Thanks so much for all those details of today's recipes and more delicious ideas. Just go to the This Morning app.